Time to continue on and let's read these books. Very first one, Mythic Dawn Commentaries 1. Commentaries of the Mysterium Xerxes, Book 1, by Mankar Camoran. Greetings, Novitate, and know first a reassurance. Mankar Camoran was once like you, asleep, unwise, protonymic. We mortals leave the dreaming sleeves of birth the same, unmentaled, save for the symbiosis with our mothers. Thus to practice and thus to rapprochement into, finally we might through new eyes leave our hearths without needs or fear, as she remains behind. In this moment we destroy her forever and enter the Demse of Lord Dagon. Reader, this book is your door to that Demse. And though you be a destroyer, you must still submit to locks. Lord Dagon would only have those clever enough to pause. All else, the Arbus claims in their full runnings. Walk first, heed. The impatient you feel is your first slave to behead. Enter as Lord Dagon has written. Come slow and bring 4 keys. Know that then you are royalty, a new breed of destroyer, whose garden shall flood with flowers known and unknown, as it was in the Mythic Dawn. Thus shall you return to your first primal wail, and yet come out different. It shall this time be Neonymbiosis, master akin to master, whose mother is Miasma. Huh.
Okay.
That is something. Every quarter has known us, and none bore our passing except with trembling. Perhaps you came to us through war or study or shadow, or the alignment of certain snakes. Though each path matters in its kind, the prize is always thus. Welcome, Novitate. That you are here at all means that you have the worthiness of kings. Seek thy pocket now and look. There is the first key glinting with the light of a new dawn. Night follows day, and so know that this primary insight shall fall alike unto the turbulent evening sea, where all faiths are tested. Again, a reassurance. Even the usurper went under the iliac before he rose up to claim his fleet. Fear only for a second. Shaken belief is like water for a purpose. In the garden of the dawn, we shall breathe whole realities. Enter as Lord Dagon has written. Come slow and bring 4 keys. Our order is based on the principles of his mighty razor, Novitate questing knight, chaplain and master. Let the evil ones burn in its light as if by the excess of our vision. Then shalt our knowledge go all right. However, recall that your sight is yet narrow, and while you have the invitation, you have not the address. My own summons came through a book Lord Dagon wrote himself in the deserts of rust and wounds. Its name is the Mysterium Xerxes. Almiritada aggregate. Forefather to the wife of all enigma, each word is razor-fed and secret, thinner than cataclysms, tarnished like red drink. That I mention it at all is testament to your new rank, my child. Your name is now cut into its weight. Palace, hut, or cave, you have left all the fog worlds or concept behind. Numentai, liberty. Rejoice in your promise of paradise. Endlessly it shall form and reform around you. Deeds as entities, all systems only an hour before they bloom to 0 sums. Flowering like vestments, divine raiment, worn to dance at Lord Dagon's golden feet. In his first arm, a storm. The second, the rush of plague rain. The third, all the tinder of a new. And the fourth, the very eyes of Padhom. Feel uplifted in thine heart that you have this first key, for it shall strike high and low into the worm-rot of false heavens.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a mouthful.
It is. Roaring, I wandered until I grew hoarse with the gospel. I had read the mysteries of Lord Dagon, and feeling anew, went mad with the overflow. My words found no purchase until I became hidden. These were not words for the common of Tamriel, whose clergy long ago feigned the very existence of the dawn. Learn from my mistake. Know that humility was Mankar Camoran's original wisdom. Come slow and bring 4 keys. offering myself to that daybreak, allowing the girdle of grace to contain me. When my voice returned, it spoke with another tongue. After 3 nights, I could speak fire. Huh. Maybe they're talking about, the words of the, Thuum.
Oh.
The voice. Maybe. Bread drink, razor fed. I had glimpsed the path unto the garden and knew that to inform others of its harbor, I had to first drown myself in Search's sea. Know ye that I have found my fleet, and that you are the flagship of my hope. Greetings, Navitate. Mankarkamoran was once you, asleep, unwise, protonymic, but am no more. Now I sit and wait to feast with thee on all the worlds of this cosmos. Numentai, liberty.
Okay, that was very mysterious.
Yeah, and it constantly kept on repeating itself.
Yeah.
Welcome, Navitate, bring 4 keys. I'm guessing the Mythic Dawn commentaries are the 4 keys. Commentaries on Mysterium Xerxes Book 2 by Mankarkamoran. Whosoever findeth this document, I call him brother. Answers are liberations, where the slaves of Malboig that came to know Numentai cast down their jailer king, Mazatec, which the Xerxes Mysterium calls the arcane Mazatec, whose carcass was dragged through the streets by his own bone walkers, and whose flesh was opened on rocks thereon, and those angels who loved him no longer did drink from his honeyed ichors, screaming, Let all know free will and do as they will. Your coming was foretold, my brother, by the Lord Dagon in his Book of Razors. You are to come as idols drop, away from you one by one. You are exalted in eyes that have not yet set on you. You swain to well-traveled, to shatter of mantles. You, brother, are to sit with me in paradise and be released of all unknowns. Indeed, I shall show you his book and its foul and many-feathered rubrics, so that you can put into symbols that you already know. The sphere of destruction is but the milk of the unenslaved. The sphere? I think that's actually in Skyrim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I fault not your stumbling, but for they are expected and given grace by the oils. I crave not your downfalls, though without them you might surpass me even in the coming earth of all infinities. Lord Dagon wishes you no ills, but the momentous as he wants you must want, and so learn from the pages of God this, the ritual of want. Whisper to earth and earth, where the meddlers take no stones except to blood, as blood is blood, and to the cracking of bone as bone is bone. And so to crack and answer and fall before the one and one, I call you dragon as brother and king. Hides of Drew, 7 and 7, drought of oil, 1 and 1, circles drawn by wet debilities, 3 concentric, and let their lower blood fall where it may. A birth watched by blackbirds, hearth fire first, incant the following when your hearing becomes blurred. Enraptured he who finally goes unrecorded, recorded the slaves that without knowing turn the wheel, enslaved all the children are the arbus as it is. That is something.
Confusing.
Wow, you have to get 3 worshippers of Dibella and actually kill them and let their blood flow and put it into a circle.
Jeez.
That is something. Well, that's the Mythic Dawn commentary second one right there. Kinda creepy.
Very creepy.
Yeah. Commentaries on the Mysterium Xerxes Book 3 by Mankarkamoran. The tower touches all the mantles of heaven. Brother novitates, and by its apex one can be as he will. More be as he was, and yet changed for all else, on that path for those that walk after. This is the third key of Numentide, and the secret of how mortals become makers, and makers back to mortals. The bones of the wheel need their flesh, and that is mankind's heirloom. Oathbreakers beware, for their traders run through the mimic paths, runner dogs of prolix gods. The dragon's blood have hidden ascension in 6,000 years of ethereal labyrinth, which is arena. Arena!
Okay.
Arena was Tamriel as a whole in the very first game,
Okay.
or the arena that they have here,
Ah.
which they yet deny is oathbound. By the book, take this key and pierce the divine shell that encloses the mantle takers, the skin of gold, Scarab Arbex. Woe to the Oathbreakers of the skin of gold. The Xarxes Mysterium says, "Be fooled not by the forlorn that ride astray the road way, for they lose faith, and this losing was caused by the Aedra, who know no other planets, whereby the words of Lord Dagon instructs us to destroy these faithless. Eat or bleed dry the gone forlorn, and gain that small will that led them to walk the path of Godhead at the first. Spit out or burn to the side that which made them delay. Know them as the Nimoli. Nimoli, okay, that is a word.
Yeah.
Every new limb is paid for by the underknown. See, brother, and give not more to the Hydra. Reader, you will sense a shadowed choir soon. Huh. The room you are in right now will grow eyes and voices. The candle or spell light you read this by will become gateways for the traitors I have mentioned. Scorn them and fear not. Call them names. Call out their base natures. I, the Mankar of Stars, am with you, and I come to take you to my paradise, where the tower traitors shall hang on glass racks until they smile with the new revolution. That is your ward against the Nimoli. They run blue, through noise, and shine only when the earth trembles with the eruption of the newly mantled. Tell them, go! Gartak al-Minne, God is come. Numai mora num dale mnem. I can get that perfectly fine, just everything else screws me up. I don't know why. Once you walk in the Mythic, it surrenders its power to you. Myth is nothing more than first wants. Utterable truth. Ponder this while searching for the fourth key. Understood laws of the arcane nature will fall away like heat. First tower dictate. Render the mutant bound where the he may do no more harm, as God of the Mundus alike shall be his progeny. Split from their divine sparks. We are 8 times 8, exarched. Let the home of Podome see us as sole exit. Chim, those who know it can reshape the land. Witness the home the Red King once jungled. He that entered paradise enter his own mother. I Alma Ruma, Arbis endeth in all ways. Endeth we seek through our path, all endeth. Falter now and become one with the wayside of orphans, that feed me. Follow and I shall adore you from inside. My first daughter ran from the Dagnite road. Her name was Ruma, and I ate her with no bread, and made another which I learned and loved, and one and blackbirds formed her twin behind all time. Starlight is your mantle, brother, wear it to see by and add its light to paradise.
Okay. That was creepy.
So he ate his daughter and made a new one.
Creepy.
Yeah, that is. Commentaries on the Mysterium Xarxes, Book 4 by Mankar Camoran. May the holder of the fourth key know the heart thereby. The Mundex Tyranny was once ruled over solely by the tyrant Dre kings, each to their own dominion, and 4 wars fought between their slave oceans. They were akin to the time totems of old, yet evil and full of mockery and profane powers. No one that I lived did so outside of the sufferance of the Drays. Or the Drows. Yeah, it's Drows, sorry. I give my soul to the Magna Gi, saith the joyous in paradise, for they create Mehrunes the Razor in secret, in the very bowels of Lig, the domain of the upstart who vanishes. Though they came from diverse waters, each get shared sole purpose, to artifice a prince of good, spinning his likeness in random swath, and imbuing him with Oblivion's most precious and scarce asset, hope. Deathlessly I atone from paradise. Mehrunes the thief-taker, Mehrunes God's body, Mehrunes the red arms that went up, Numentai, liberty. Deny that these days shall come again, my novitates, for as Mehrunes threw down like, and cracked his face, declaring each of the 19 and 9 oceans free, so shall he crack the serpent crown of the Cyrodiils and make federation. All will change in these days as it was changed in those, for with by the magic word Numentai, a great rebellion rose up and pulled down the towers of Chimel, Garagik, and the Templar of the upstart were slaughtered, and blood fell like dew from the upper wards down to the lowest pits, where the slaves with maniacal faces took chains and teeth to their jailers, and all hope was brushfire. Your dawn listens, my lord. Let all the Arbus know itself to be free. Mehrunes is come. There is no dominion save free will. Suns were riven as your red legions moved from Lag to the hitherlands of Chill. A legion for each get, and Kuri was thrown down, and Jolf was thrown down, and Hormagail was crushed with cold salt, and forevermore called Hor. And so shall it be again under the time of gates. Under the mires, Malboig was thrown down, that old city of chains. Slaked and newborn, Wormith and set free, Galg and Morgulg were thrown down together in a single night of day, and shall it be again under the time of gates. Those darn planes.
I know. That's loud.
Go ahead and throw them into oblivion. Nothing but woe for Nirn, which was become the pit, and 7 curses on its drow, and Vermeil Naimok, but for it the crusades would be as my lord's creation. Get by the Gi, and do as thou wilt, of no fetters but your own conscience. Know that your hell is broken, people of the Arbus, and praise the Numentai, which is liberty.
Those are confusing.
Yeah. Basically, though, there were other religions, other areas, other things that were going on which other people were making, and they broke them. They say that they freed them.
Okay.
And then, of course, the next thing was the Serpent's Crown that was supposed to be broken. I'm guessing they're talking about this.
Okay.
Killing the king of Tamriel.
Okay.
Because everyone thought that the crown was actually the source of power. That's just decoration. That's what they said in the very first area when we were in the sewers when I was with Tiberial Septim.
Okay.
They said that the crown was the jewel, and they were going to break the serpent's crown, which was the king's crown. But,
Yeah.
but really, the way to stop it is actually the amulet. They got the amulet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, as of this time, they're basically breaking everything that has something to do with stopping Oblivion. All powers and all notices as well.
Oh, okay.
And they decided to take out Tiberius Septim himself because he was the last heir, even though he had a child out of wedlock.
Oh. Oh.
They thought that they would kill Tiberius Septim, extinguishing the dragon fire, so that way then whatever ability or whatever power that's going on that's supposed to stop the Oblivion gates from popping open would be broken, so that way then all the hells of Oblivion would break free and come out. So that way then Lord Mehrunes Dagon himself would come back and take hold of the land.
Well, that makes sense.
That was the whole thing.
Oh.
And that's the reason why, because right now the dragon fire is waning, or it is dying right now, because there's no heir to the throne. That is the reason why the Oblivion gates are popping open right now.
Oh,
And that's why
okay.
you're seeing them everywhere. And that's why creatures from Oblivion can actually come into this plane.
Oh. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. And of course, the monsters themselves, the reason why they really want to do this is because they're trying to strengthen Mehrunes Dagon himself, because he thrives, or he lives off of hope.
Okay.
There is no hope in Oblivion, so he comes to this plane to destroy their hope, and also hopefully get more hope from other people saying that they can survive this.
Okay.
So he's feasting on our fears.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Okay, fourth book actually brought some sense. Although I don't know what the 19 of 9 and 9 are. That probably is either in the first game or in the second game. Maybe even in the third.
No, it could be.
There could be some stuff in there. Maybe it'll actually explain more. I have yet to actually play the second game or the third game fully, but I'm definitely going to jump back into those.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the Mythic Dawn commentaries. So I hope you guys enjoy them. If my explanation is actually off, hey, leave a comment then that says otherwise. But hey, thanks for listening. Have a good one, guys. See ya.